Real talk. There is a trend going around in social media that I think is detrimental, and I'm here to talk about it. It's that trend on Instagram where it starts off as social media is fake. And then the person goes on to being real and sharing things about themselves that they struggle with while framing it as being real and vulnerable. And it might get a lot more likes and views as these things tend to do on social media. And as you know, I am a huge proponent of being your authentic and real self. But here's the deal, that is not your real self. That is not your true self. It's propagating a falsehood that somehow it is fake to not share the thoughts you have about yourself and your life when you're in a low mood. So, all it really shows is not that you're vulnerable, but that what you think about yourself is the real you. And what you share about yourself or your business or your life when you're in a different mood is the fake you. And it's actually the opposite. These insecurities and fears are not the real you. This is just how you perceive yourself when in a low mood or when you're having these types of thoughts. And maybe it's even what you've decided to be true about who you really are based on how you are experiencing and interpreting your thoughts in that moment. And it sounds like mental health issues. And so then it starts to seem that the real human is insecure or fearful or anxious. And while those are human feelings to have, indeed, like we all have human feelings, what you make them to mean about yourself is not the true, authentic you. Sid Banks said, every human is sitting in the middle of mental health. And the problem with this is it also makes it seem to other people like if you're a leader or you're coaching others and you're sharing that, it makes it seem to other people that look up to you and follow you and value your opinion that this is real, that this is somehow being real and vulnerable when this is spreading untruths about yourself and what real and your real self truly is. And I get that it can seem and feel real. This isn't at all a judgment or a shaming video. This is simply bringing to light something that shouldn't keep going around as being real and true because it all it really shows is that the way that you're interpreting your thoughts and your feelings makes it seem bad or makes something seem wrong with you. And then that becomes like maybe a perceived real self. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Time to switch gears. Let's get into some of what Michael Neal talks about this, and then I'll link it to how it also leads to procrastination. So, Michael Neal speaks about, instead of the fact that as a human, you can still think depressed thoughts, anxious thoughts, insecure thoughts, and feel all of the feelings that come with those thoughts. But you can't yet see how the place in you that you are feeling those feelings from is perfectly whole, as good as new, and no different than the day you were born. Those intrusive thoughts and that self image of someone who struggles is learned, it's conditioned, it's picked up along the way. It's like you don't wear clothes that you wore at age 14, but I bet you still think a lot of thoughts that you might have picked up at 14. And there is so much freedom in realizing that your base state, your true nature is mental health. And everything else is picked up along the way, which means at any point, you can put it back down. You can drop it. That's the beauty of innate wisdom. That's the beauty of truly knowing that the place where you're experiencing those thoughts and feelings is the whole you, is the real you. And it's not being fake, sharing that real you when you feel called to share, or you can share your human experience without making it mean something about you or seem true. Like everybody thinks this way, or everybody does this, or you are anxiety instead of you have anxious thoughts or feelings sometimes. And so I suppose in some ways we could share that being human is real, but let's be cautious in making it seem like the parts of us that feel some type of way based on the thoughts that we have when we're in a low mood is the real us. And then sharing those thoughts and feelings is somehow being vulnerable, because it's actually more vulnerable to share the real you, the one that does have hopes and dreams and wants to grow a business or be in service to others, or learn to really just embrace your own humanity as you move through life with more grace and love for yourself and understanding. And then you can also share that with others as truth. And this does link to procrastination, which I'm getting back on because I'm going to share the new date of the procrastin workshop ASAP, especially coming off of all of this energy of the eclipse. Because when we believe that those parts of ourselves, like the part that has an insecure feeling based on an insecure or anxious or fearful thoughts, when we start to believe, or maybe you've already believed that, that's the real you. And that's why this trend is so damaging, because it's like compounding this like untrue belief that that's the real you. So it's okay if you already believe that. But the problem with believing that is it's always going to cause procrastination, because you're never going to feel enough, or you're going to doubt your capacity or your capability to do your own idea. Like you have an idea, you have a vision that you'd like to see come to life. But if you're believing these untruths about you, it's always going to prevent you from taking the risk, or what feels like a risk moving forward, because it's coming more from a place of like, I am not capable. I do not have within me the capacity to see through this vision, even though it's your own vision. And so you can see how this could start to degrade your self image from something that seems like a truth, but is actually a lie. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps for you to fall more into the true nature of your mental health that is there beneath the surface. And that maybe it starts to get you thinking about what you would like to move forward on and stop procrastinating, and how you can hang out with me sometime very soon in the future and fall more into this grounding, into this, settle more into the part of you that is whole, and begin to make choices and do things from that place. So I know that's some real talk. It's not real talk, card talk, real talk, studio talk now. And I can't wait to share more and to even hear what comes up for you, considering what have been said and shared by Sid Banks and Michael Neal here today. So until next time, ciao for now.